Hello, great soul. So good to be with you today. Our topic is Ananda Yoga postures for spiritual awakening. So what I want to talk about is what Master brought and what Swamiji, through Master's grace, created in terms of Ananda Yoga, which is really extraordinary. So part of what we do, and I'm going to refer here a little bit just to this board and to the chakras as a way of laying the foundation for our practice today. So Yogananda, Master, came with the message and the reality of self-realization, that we are divine souls, we are divine beings in a physical body. And he taught the practice for awakening. And all of our yoga, Raja Yoga, is a practice of that. The postures, Swami said, are the physical branch of Raja Yoga. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. And I want to say that Swami tells the story that the yoga postures, he had never practiced them. And one day, Master looked to him and said, Walter, he called him Walter, please demonstrate for our guests the yoga postures. And suddenly, he was able to practice all of them perfectly, clearly with Master's grace. And from that day forward, Master would often ask him to please demonstrate the yoga poses, which Swami was always able to do. In his life, when he went on to found Ananda and translate Master's teachings into Ananda Yoga, he looked at the physical branch and he created a system based on Raja Yoga. So one of the key things that we do in our yoga practice with the postures is we're moving from the body to God awareness. So we move from body, which is material realm, to breath and energy, which is the astral realm, thought, which is the causal realm, to absolute God, superconscious self-realization. It is the pathway of awakening. And what we're doing here is that it's all a practice of awareness. So when we start our yoga practice, we become aware of the body, physical body, and we become aware of the breath. Okay, noticing the breath. We become aware or practice awareness of the energy behind the breath, within the body. And from there, we bring awareness to our thoughts. And Swami wrote out affirmations, which are statements of truth of our divine nature for every pose. He meditated deeply in each asana for what's happening in the asana, right? What's going on in this journey? And how could he write an affirmation that allows us to bring thought awareness and keep moving up? One of the key principles of Ananda Yoga is that we're awakening energy with the practice, drawing it inward and lifting it upward, which is all about the movement of the chakras. So another key principle in Ananda Yoga and how we talk about the chakras and work with them is it is a whole system. We talk about them individually, and each pose, some poses are more specifically obvious of the chakra that we're working with. The truth is all the chakras are stimulated. And with Ananda Yoga, the energy is awakened, drawn in, and lifted up. The opposite of that would be that it's awakened and gone outward. And that's what we're working with in our life, because we've come into these bodies and we come in as infants, souls already, but the movement of energy is outward. So we come in, we get animated, and we move out. What is called oftentimes kind of American yoga or Western yoga, which still has many benefits on the physical level, right? On the physical level. And it could also have some benefits on the energy level, the breath level, because they're working with it. But primarily, and I'm going to say this is what I've heard, not what I can speak from my own knowing, because really I only know Ananda Yoga. But people have told me, students and others have told me, that kind of popular yoga is often focused on the body. And, it's fine. There's absolute benefits. So what are we doing with Ananda Yoga? We are awakening every center of the chakras, lifting the energy so that after practice, and during practice, and throughout our day and throughout our life, we're changing. So it's not just my physical body that's changing, which it does, but my breath, not just the awareness of my breath, but my breath itself also changes. And I begin to learn how to work with my breath and the energy within the breath, which is pranayama. How to direct the flow of energy, first through awareness, and then through experience. It begins to happen. Oftentimes I've heard students say, and I've had my own experience, the affirmations will come to me in the middle of the day doing something. There it is, the thought comes in. Energy and joy fill my body cells. I mean, it's amazing. So we'll probably practice that today, Trikonasana. The empowerment that happens, one of my students, this was a visiting student, her first time with yoga was here. She came. She lives in the Midwest. And the next time she came back, she was visiting her son. She wanted me to know she'd continued her practice. She'd found some beautiful yoga practice. And she came back and she told me at the end of her second stay, she took me aside and said, I want you to know that what yoga has done for me in my life. She said, for a number of years now, 5 years, I've been dealing with a chronic, serious health condition that was so overwhelming for me that I've been seeing a psychiatrist to cope with it. And because of yoga and yoga practice and how you practice it here and what I've learned, she said, suddenly it came to me that it's all okay. That somehow this is still true, this physical condition, but and the words that the essence of what she was saying is, I'm not the condition. I'm not the body. I'm not that. It's happening in my body, but I'm okay. And the light from her, sincerely, that was shining when she told me this, it was so amazing. I think we both, our eyes filled a little bit with tears of the power of it. And she said she told her psychiatrist, and he said, can I tell others? And she said, yes. She said, but I want you to know I believe it's yoga that did that. I believed her. I said, I agree. That's what yoga does in my life. So when we're practicing today, I want to invite you to consciously begin to bring to your awareness the body, the breath, the energy within it, the thought, and the absolute God, divine self that we all are. And see what happens, okay? So let's stand for a moment in Tadasana. This is standing mountain pose. Feel your feet connected to the earth, the grounding quality that the earth offers us. Take some deep, full breaths in and out. Feel yourself arriving, body, mind, heart, spirit, all of who you are. Mentally affirming, I am here now, ready to begin. I am here now, ready to begin. Feel the strength and stability within yourself, within your body, and the energy behind, within the body. Lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows and invite your highest self and God awareness into your practice. The affirmation for Tadasana is, I stand ready to obey thy least command, the command of our soul nature, the command of the masters when they speak to us. Tadasana, I am ready. I welcome divine guidance in my life. I stand ready to obey thy least command. Even a whisper, we say yes. Deep, full breath in and out. Very nice. So from here, let's move into Durga Pranayam 2. This is a flowing movement. So we inhale, the arms come up and we expand wide, and you imagine yourself just opening up to the blessings and gifts of the day. Gathering energy in, guiding it down through the body, come forward as far as is comfortable, surrender and release. Flowing at your own pace, you can bend your knees slightly. Chin is tucked close to the chest. Inhale, expand up. So noticing the body, noticing the breath, sensing, imagining, or even noticing the energy. Flowing with you as you flow. Inhale up, great, and exhale, arms down. Beautiful. And we'll bring the hands to the heart for a circle of light, circle of joy. So fingers interlace and elbows lift up. On the inhale, exhale, hands move out in front. Inhale, lift and lengthen, stretch tall. Release and exhale, arms come down, and you visualize light and joy surrounding you. So causal realm, thought. Hands come back, we inhale, open. Release and exhale, you might imagine gathering light. It's here, right? Gathering joy, guiding within. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Stretch tall. And exhale, light and joy surround you. They do. Hands come behind. We inhale, open. Oh, it feels so good. Release and exhale. Gathering light. Gathering joy, offering it to all, guiding it back within. Very nice. Let's step the feet slightly apart, side to side stretching. So we'll inhale, left arm up, lift and lengthen, exhale over, and rotate the head and look up to the sky. See if you can feel that opening in the body as you stretch and breathe. Nice deep breath. So in the practice of Ananda Yoga, tension in the body is simply trapped energy. So we stretch and the muscles relax and the tension is freed and that energy flows. Inhale up, exhale down, and sometimes you can notice right away, oh, more space, more energy. Right arm comes up, lift and lengthen, exhale to the side, rotate and look up towards the sky, reaching, breathing. Begin to tune into the quality of harmony, balance, and unity. The meaning of yoga is union. So as you practice, bringing all of this together, oh, my breath and my body, the energy within, my thoughts, leading me to higher awareness. Inhale up. Exhale down to that sense of unity. Very nice. I'm going to turn to the side. We'll do a forward bend here. So we're going to hinge at the hips. We lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. The hands can be here on the thighs. Exhale forward. Come about halfway down, looking down towards the floor. We're going to reach through the tailbone and the crown of the head together, lengthening the spine as you stretch and breathe. You might feel a stretch on the back of the legs, through the back. On a physical level, this pose strengthens the bones, so it's considered a bone strengthening practice as well as a muscle strengthening. On an energy level, the forward bends create space in the spine for prana to flow. From here, relax, surrender, release. And breathe deeply. Just see if you can tune into that quality of surrender and relaxation and inner freedom it brings. The affirmation is nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. The sense of freedom and lightness.
Nothing on earth can hold me. Bending the knees, chin to chest. Inhale up. We'll reach the arms up, lift and lengthen, and exhale down. And let's come into Virabhadrasana. So there's a few ways to come into the pose. I think the easiest way today, we're going to have the left leg back and the right leg forward. You want to look down and make sure the knee's going in the direction of your toes. We'll inhale, arms up to the side and bend your knee. And then just try to position your legs so you feel like both of them are strong and active. I lift my head just slightly. The gaze of my eyes is lifted. The affirmation is, I attune my will to the source of all power. So here we practice the deeper understanding of spiritual warrior. God is the doer. So we attune our energy, our life, our consciousness to that divine source. I attune my will to the source of all power. I attune my will to the source of all power. We'll inhale, straighten the leg, bring the arm down, step the feet. You can come and pause for a moment and shift your body a little as you need. Relax the body. As you relax, do a body scan. Just notice, what are you aware of on the physical level? Then bring awareness to your breath. What's happening with your breath? See if you can sense or feel a flow of energy. What happens when you consciously say within yourself this commitment of attuning your energy to divine energy? What happens with your consciousness? Can you feel it? Your thoughts changing? And now we'll go to the other side. So we'll step this time, right leg back, left leg is forward. Take a moment, bend the knee, make sure it's going to go in the direction of the toes. And you feel nice and stable. We'll inhale up. Find the position that feels just right for you. The back heel can be lifted slightly or stay on the mat. You want to feel like both legs are dynamically engaged. So we're practicing in yoga a dynamic awareness, right? So you work with your body, you find in the pose enough challenge to feel really present to the experience. It doesn't want to feel so easy that you could start thinking of other things. And then we train our mind to stay present, because it does love to wander. And we help it stay present with the affirmation. I attune my will to the source of all power. Feel that it's happening. The moment you say it, you're filled, you're attuned. It's here. Master said, to those who think me near, I am near. So here you are, calling Master in. Master, I attune to you. Very nice. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, down. Okay, let's come into Trikonasana. So we're going to step the feet wide apart. And we'll turn the left foot out. Line it up with the instep of the right. Bend your knee a little bit. Come back to center. We'll inhale, arms up, palms together. Lift and lengthen. Turn the palms towards the front. Exhale, arms down. Now tilt your hip as you reach with your left arm. You'll come to a point of natural pausing. That arm comes down and the other one comes up. You can look straight ahead, or if it's comfortable, rotate the head to look up to the sky. And this is that beautiful affirmation I mentioned earlier. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. I like to imagine a waterfall
of energy and joy. Swamiji said that's what's happening in this pose. We're flooded with energy. We're flooded with joy. So part of our practice is to receive it with your thoughts, with your will, opening to what is being offered. Inhale up, bring the arm in, turn the foot forward, and exhale, arms down. We'll pause just for a moment here in a wide stance to give the body an opportunity. It's not just the body, it's our consciousness, right? Body's fine, but we're learning how to listen to our body and say, oh, that does feel different. And we'll go to the other side. So now, sometimes I walk my foot forward a little, I'll bend my knee, come back to front, inhale up, lift and lengthen, exhale, tilt, reach. And I just take my time until I feel like, yeah, that feels like it. Arm comes down, this one's up. And then rotating to look to the sky if you like. Keep the breath flowing, breathing in and out through the nose if possible. Visualize a flood, a waterfall of energy and joy coming into every cell of your body. What does that feel like? If you've ever actually been under a waterfall, it's pretty invigorating, right? The sound, the experience. That is happening on an energy level right now. Right now, you are in a waterfall of energy and joy. And Master's up there, right here with us. Offering us energy, offering us joy. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. We'll inhale up, bring the arm in, exhale down. Very nice. Pause for a moment. Relax the shoulders down from the ears and notice how you feel. Keep the awareness here. So as the energy awakens, feel that through the chakras, you're guiding it, right? You're just calling it up, calling it up. Rise, 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 oh my soul, in freedom. Okay? So here we're going to come into, I'm turning to the side so you can see me. From the wide stance, we have hinging again at the hips. We'll come into a forward bend. Exhale forward, hands here. Looking down to the floor. Deep full breath in and out. This is Prasarita Padottanasana, the wide stance forward bend. And then we'll slide the arms down around the body. Now the hands can stay at the feet, or they could come in front, or you could hold your arms and release the head and neck. Just find what feels most surrendering, relaxing, and freeing. The body filled with energy and joy. This pose very calming for the mind. So all the energy that's been awakened and filled the body flooding to the brain, right? Bringing it to the point between the eyebrows, so very calming. The affirmation is, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. To come out, we bend the knees and tuck chin to chest, and we bring ourselves up into Tadasana. So we walk the feet in. Stand just for a moment. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. Prasarita Padottanasana. Very nice. So let's come on to hands and knees here, and we'll come into a backward bend. So this is Ustrasana, the camel pose, and the backward bends awaken, they open, they increase the flow of energy very strongly. So we're always moving forward, backward, side to side, twisting, working with the whole system here. Hands are on the
pelvic rim, elbows will come in. We'll lift with the inhale and offer the heart towards the sky. And you visualize divine grace. I like to think of Master up there offering divine light. The affirmation is, with calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. You can keep your hands on the buttocks, the pelvic rim, or bring them to the feet. With each breath, feel the heart, feel the body, opening and a welcoming. Master's grace, divine light. With calm faith I open to thy light. With calm faith I open to thy light. To come out of the pose, we'll bring the arm up, spine comes back to neutral. We bring the buttocks back towards the heels. You can take your right large toe, if it's comfortable, cross it over the left. We come into Virabhadrasana, the firm pose. You can sit on a bolster for more comfort, or blankets if you like. The firm pose helps us touch through stillness the strength within. We lift the inner gaze, visualize energy rising through the physical spine, the astral spine. Master invited us to imagine these are beautiful lotus flowers, each chakra center, turned upward through our practice. The divine energy rising, the kundalini at the base of the spine, awakening smoothly, rising to the base of the skull and through the brain to the point between the eyebrows. That divine light we just welcomed, shining brightly here. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. Virabhadrasana, the firm pose. Okay, from here we're going to come into downward facing dog. So we're in tabletop position. We're turn the toes under, lift the buttocks up, and position yourself so that you're able to distribute the weight of your body so that the legs are supporting you at least as much as the arms and the upper body. With deep, full breaths in and out, see if you can sense and feel the whole body engaged. This asana cultivates the quality of expansive calmness. See if you can sense that within yourself, that the awakened energy is a calm and expansive energy. The affirmation is calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. To come out of the pose, we bring our knees down to the floor. We'll pause in Vajrasana just for a moment here. Always lifting the gaze, always reminding ourselves of the journey that each practice of Ananda Yoga offers us. The pathway back to awareness of our divine self. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. From here, we'll come into Supta Vajrasana. So the hands come behind us, and I'm going to show you a modified, come forward slightly, a modified practice of Supta Vajrasana. So this is a deep stretch in the tops of the thighs in particular. The hands are here, fingers are facing towards the body, and we begin to slowly lower ourselves down. Now you might stay here. We don't want to be an arch though, so you're wanting to keep the spine somewhat neutral. It is going to be a little bit of a backward bend, and that's fine. So this might be perfect for you. If it's comfortable, you might come further down. This is very deep, so you could have bolsters behind you. What you want to make sure is that your body feels okay and that you feel okay. So breathing deeply. The affirmation is energetic movement or unmoving peace. The choice is mine alone. The choice is mine. Energetic movement or unmoving peace. The choice is mine alone. The choice is mine. This is a pose we don't hold very long usually because it tends to be quite challenging. So when you're ready to come out, you'll use your arms to bring yourself up. You can pause in Vajrasana. It often feels nice to come into child's pose. So exhale forward, release the forehead down to the floor. In the traditional child, the arms are behind us. Deep, full breaths in and out. Child's pose draws the relaxed energy inward and helps the body to soften, to let go. The affirmation is, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. We'll inhale, bring ourselves up to Vajrasana. We'll come onto our backs for a spinal twist. So there's a couple of options with this. You could keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. Arms are out to shoulder height, and you can release to one side and then the other. You can also cross the knees and release. And then I'll show you another way, traditional way. So with right leg extended, left foot on the floor, I inhale, lift the hips, and I come to rest on my right hip. And exhale. Inhale, bring my left foot to my right thigh. And I exhale and bring that knee towards the floor. And I adjust myself so that my shoulder blades are close to the floor, right? Or touching if possible. And then the right hand can just very lightly rest on the thigh. I can lift gently and turn my head to look over the left shoulder. And breathe deeply. Jatara Parivartanasana, the supine twist. Beautiful affirmation. I open to the flow of God's life within me. I open to the flow of God's life within me. Feel yourself with every breath opening and welcoming the divine flow of God's presence within you, your own highest self awakening. I open to the flow of Brahma, God's presence within, of God's life within me. We'll inhale, bring the knee back to center, place the foot on the floor. Pause for just a moment. Extend the left leg now. Inhale, lift the hips, come down onto the left. We'll bring the right foot onto the left thigh. We'll exhale. And you see, I just shift a little bit until I feel comfortable. Breathing deeply, I open to the flow of God's life within me. Each breath welcoming your own awakening, remembering. God within you. Divine energy flowing through you. I open to the flow of God's life within me. Inhale, bring the knee back to center. Bring both feet up. Lift the hips and buttocks up. Draw the knees in towards the body, the chin to chest a little. Just rock a little side to side. Sometimes after spinal twist, it feels good to do that. We'll come now into Matsuyasana, the fish pose. So the toes are pointed, my hands are underneath the buttocks, my arms are a little bit longer, so I bring my hands just below the buttocks slightly. We're going to inhale up and exhale, lifting the heart to the sky. The affirmation, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. To come out of the pose, we bring the chin back towards the chest. We'll pause here for just a moment, coming into Shavasana. Relax your body fully and completely. Guide your awareness deep within. Consciously letting go now of the physical body, the mental, emotional body. Finding your way back to the stillness, the pure presence of God. Bones, muscle movement, I surrender now. Anxiety, elation, and depression, churning thoughts, all these I give into the hands of peace. A minute now of silence.
bringing awareness back to the breath. Feel the breath washing through the body, guiding your consciousness back to the room that you're in, back to your physical body, staying connected to the higher reality of your own soul nature as you come back to the body and the breath. Transitioning, you can wiggle fingers and toes, can slide the feet up, can lift your hips a little, draw the knees in, move slowly and consciously. A sense of your divine self in a physical body. We'll roll to the right side. Use your left hand to help you. Just take a moment now. Resting in that inner stillness once again. Feeling the truth. What Master taught us. We are divine beings of light, ever shining. Om. Peace.